Gemini. There is a fine line that you're skating right now. And that fine line has a lot to do with how you are what you're justified in, and what you actually do need to engage in and do in order to either defend yourself or take care of yourself or make sure that people are giving you what you deserve. And loving who you are, accepting who you are, and accepting that people love you for who you are and what you've accomplished to date. So it's almost like a sense of it's a very difficult thing because it's a sense of not letting your pride get out of control, or like figuring that fine line between self-respect and dignity and integrity and pride. That's what it is. It's like it's a difficult scenario because there's this questioning. And that's good, because this week is really all about questioning and getting into the emotional drives, what's driving us emotionally, and then speaking our truth out loud. We had a lunar eclipse in Gemini, right? The full moon was in Gemini. So this is about needing to say and get something off your chest that is something that you truly believe, but there is a fine line. There is a fine line between, well, do I believe this because of my pride, because I feel like I have to defend myself, because I feel like I'll be a loser if I lose? Or do I have to defend myself based on my own integrity, based on following my own intuition, and understanding that this actually has to be done to do the just, right, correct thing? And there's such a fine line between those two things that it could very well be that you are going over it or crossing it without knowing it. And ultimately, all I can say is, the only thing that's really going to be injured here is your pride. That's the only thing that could be damaged right now. Ultimately, there is a much softer approach that is better. Right? Now what is all this about? It's directly connected to how your family feels about you, how your family views you, or things that have impacted your family. There are situations that you're associated with that you did not want to impact them, but how it impacted your family, especially how it made your family feel about you, look at you, think about you, accusations they started making towards you, maybe in a way they cut off communication with you, or you don't want those kind of criticisms or that backlash to impact them or affect them. So a lot of this has to do with your family, and how they're being impacted by your choices. Am I saying you made bad choices? No, I'm not. I'm saying you don't like right now. I'm saying there's this sense of not feeling comfortable with the level of attention or how what should only be impacting you is impacting them. You've never been so acutely aware of how your actions impact the other people in your life and how close-knit those connections are, right? And you're acutely aware of it right now, but there is that sense of, am I defending them? Am I sticking up for what's right? Or am I defending me? Is this about pride? Because I don't want to be embarrassed in front of people that I care about. And so the way to handle this right now is to go really gracefully and really slowly. But you'll be tempted to basically rush in because this is a point of pride for you. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing to let it be what makes your decisions for you. That's the bad thing. But it's not bad that it's a point of pride, because to a certain degree, there is a sense of you need to maintain who you are and what you believe in, and do not let people talk shit about you. 100%. 100 freaking percent, Gemini. But also, don't let that be what chooses where you land, your fist lands, or if you even throw a fist. You don't want anybody, think about that level of personal freedom and personal space, and you don't want anything pushing you into a corner and backing you. And that's what I think that there's the major warning here right now, is that Gemini, you feel pushed into a corner. You're feeling backed into a corner. And when that happens, you do like to fight back. You do like to punch back, and you will retaliate with all you've got. And it could very well be almost like, just be wary of it. Be wary of it, because that level of reaction is overreaction. And you don't want somebody making that decision for you or choosing what your reaction is going to be. So there is an increased need for right now during this energy, or if you're just watching this video because you were drawn to this video, there is an increasing need to remain level-headed. And to not let yourself get pushed or cornered into doing something that is reactionary. First thing that came out, and there's so many moon cards here, they are the dominant force right now in this oracle card reading. That tells me there's a lot of emotions. This is something that plucks at you emotionally. It's like literally tapping at your emotional strings. And so what you'll have to do is ultimately, it's like, determine why those strings have been exposed and how do I protect my strings from now on. It's like you don't want to be plucked, you don't want to be played. And so there is going to be a sense of kind of going that air sign way and being colder and more objective and not playing your hand out in the open right now. Because there is that sense of, if you don't make these adjustments, you will be like, just sort of like an instrument for somebody else to play. And that's not what you want. You don't want to hand over your voice, right? That's the instrument's voice. You don't want to hand over your voice to somebody else's controls. You want to keep them under your own. Yes, have faith in what you believe and what you know to be right and true. No, and in no way, shape, or form is this a reading saying that you have to, like, what is important to you. Okay, that's not true. This reading is asking you what is important to you. Is it more important for you to go headlong and keep this fight going? Or is it more important to you to protect the people that you love because you see it starting to impact them? And what did you really start out? What did you start fighting for? And how can I keep this fight while not, like, in any way, shape, or form dragging other people that I care about into it? Don't let pride get in your way is here, right? Have faith in your dreams, but don't let pride get in your way. Now, Leo energy is the energy that tells you how to follow your dreams and gives you the courage and the sense of self to go and follow your dreams. So there's a sense of take pride in your dreams. Don't take pride in yourself. Hold your vision. So keep it up. Keep the hard work up, but let it be about your vision. Let it be about your purpose. Let it be about what matters, not about sort of self-defense or making yourself look good or just being right and fighting back, because that's when you become an instrument for somebody else. And now you're not even making decisions for yourself. They've taken everything from you. Really, really, really watch how people are trying to play you right now. And the ultimate way of just like, don't even let yourself be open and receptive to being played. Right? Sometimes people are basically setting you up to play your pride. Right? They're just gonna set you up that way. Ultimately is a sense of like, I'm not letting my strings be exposed. I'm going to hold my hand very cool and very steady to my chest this time around. I'm not putting it all out there. I'm going to continue on. but I'm not putting it all out there for everybody to put their opinion in on. I am cool and slow and steady, going to make my choices and make my moves privately. Strategy, it's strategic. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So there are some conclusions here, some conclusions that are going to be reached and breakthroughs that are going to happen. In other words, let yourself stop fighting if the fight is near the end. But ultimately, that's not what I want to say. Breakthrough. That's all I keep hearing. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So this has been a long, drawn out battle, I feel. And there's a sense of like learning the difference between the battle and the war, right? The battle is that greater good, that long-term goal. What's going to win the war? I'm sorry, did I say battle? I'm sorry. The war is the long-term goal. Don't focus on battles lost. Focus on war. Right? Focus on the and I don't want to keep you in that mindset either. There is just that sense of there is a higher purpose here. There is something better to think about, right? That you may have gotten so caught up in a recent attack on you, right? Attack on who you are, attack on your integrity, that you're getting caught up in this and you're losing sight of the bigger picture. And that's what I want you to step back from this recent hit and be like, okay, but where are all the rest of the hits going to be coming from? And even if I just lay down that one battle, there is still a war to be won. Right? And that's how you get yourself refocused. This is an angel of love coming and trying to remind you about all the things that you've already done in your life, all the ways that you are already valued, the fact that you are protected and guided and inspired, learning how to remember your self-worth beyond your image, right? Your self-worth beyond, for nothing else, for just the sake of how you see yourself and how you look at yourself. That's that sense of reminding you of your own intrinsic value, right? But not going overboard and becoming like narcissist and looking too deeply into yourself and just being completely self-consumed. You want to remind yourself of your value and all the things that you've accomplished to date, realizing that you don't have anything to prove to anyone. Because if you've stepped over that threshold and you're just trying to prove yourself to someone or because of something that somebody said about you, you're really leaving yourself open to much more vulnerabilities and losing the bigger picture. So this is something to be very aware of right now in this energy, to focus on that larger picture and to remain aloof, right? To not show your hand, and you're gonna feel that impulse to fight and shout. But this is about strategy. This is more about listening than it is about fighting and shouting right now. This is your family. This is something that's going on or something that's impacting your family or your household. Or sort of subconsciously being tied into how something is impacting your family, and it's driving you. And it's driving you. It's gotten you into defense mode. And then this is something that's like chatter that's very aggressive chatter, or formidable, just sort of like reputation, like a formidable reputation or formidable talk that's going on. It does make you feel attacked. It does make you feel aggressed upon, but ultimately these are just opinions. These aren't facts. So in other words, don't let them become more to you than what they actually are, because they're dressing themselves up as something much bigger than what they are. Right? And that's why you want to attack back. But then you really look at it and you're like, oh, okay, these are just birds with big mouths. So become very, very aware of who your opponent is before you show too much of your own hand and reveal stuff that will actually put them ahead. Practice daily, right? So this is staying focused through fixing your eyes on your expertise and being an expert at something and focusing on how to develop your own self instead of butting heads with somebody. And then be fluid, because this practice is guiding you and leading you to be a better aspect of yourself, of getting to a point where you don't need to practice anymore because you'll just be so fluent in it. It's coming. That level of expertise is absolutely coming. And you certainly don't need any outside pressure on you right now making any judgments. And so if somebody goes radio silent, or if somebody's screaming and yelling at you, ultimately you want it to be about them and leave it about them and pull yourself back from any kind of reaction to anything. Let's go into the spirit guided messages, the angel, Let's go into the spirit animal messages. Spirit guides and messages for Gemini. This is really kind of potent. Okay. So we have sweet results await. So this is abundance and prosperity begotten by hard work. And that's what this is telling you, that your hard work is paying off. And if people are commenting on it, it's like start doing it inside again. Lock your doors and shutters. It's like people don't need to watch you do your hard work, because ultimately they don't need to see the secret ingredients you're putting into shit. Okay, this is your honey. This is your bounty. This is what you deserve. And hard work, and it's going to come out. It's going to end up in a good place. So just focus on the work now. Don't focus on the honey. Don't focus on indulging in the honey. Focus on the work. Trust in divine detours, so be ready to improvise. And improvisation is part of the difficulty of this work. It's part of what's tricky about this work, is that there's a lot of improvisation required. And ultimately, that's good stuff. Keep it not about you. Keep it about the project or the focus. Keep it about the focus. Keeping your eyes on the prize. In other words, don't lay a plan. Don't set out your map. Do not map out anything, Gemini. Focus on your goal and get there whatever way you can. That's kind of the energy. Get there whatever way you can, and don't listen to or be battered or have anybody else block you in and choose the path for you. Dream the world into being. This says that your past is influencing your future. And this is spirit guide. Like lizard energy is very playful energy, but you can see the skull skulking in the background. This is some sort of impressionable past. A past that maybe still haunts you in some ways, even though you've moved on. You're not there, right? But there's something maybe to uncover. Something still undercover that you have to uncover. But ultimately there's a sense of don't announce it before you've uncovered it. Continue the work to uncover it. That's what I'm saying. Something just fell over. Let it shine. So this, you remember how I was saying uncover it? This is also scorpionic energy. So something that has been lied secret or laid dormant. This is letting your truth out, speaking the truth, but don't speak the truth until you find out the truth. Don't let somebody lure you into just a pissing battle, right? Don't speak your truth until you know the truth, but when you know the truth, shout it out. I'm not, once again, telling you to not be yourself. I'm saying make sure that all your shit and all your strategy and all your preparation is done in private. You don't want to televise. Like, your life is not a reality show. It should not be a reality show. Draw back from that. Don't let anybody into your private fucking moments. Only reveal the final outcome. That's what you want. You don't want anybody to see the messiness, because they're just going to cast judgments on you that you don't need. They're going to get in your way. Okay? So you don't need that kind of, it's not their business. It's not their business, the process that you had to go through to get to where you are. Their business is only where you are right now. But if you open that door, people are going to have a lot of shit to say, right? And it's going to trigger you because it matters so much to you, especially if your family is involved or you feel like your family is taking hits because of what people are saying about you. Believe in yourself. So this is planting seeds for the future. Once again, the long game. This is Virgo energy, so it's cultivation of your long-term goal, sticking with something long-term, planting the seeds, planting the ideas now so that they come to fruition later. So this is basically telling me that something that you're doing now may actually not come to fruition right now, but come to fruition a lot later. But that doesn't mean stop doing it, because it needs you to plant those seeds now in order for there to be a mighty oak 100 years from now. So know that that's very important. Also a sense of self. Believe in your self-worth and self-value so that nobody else or whatever they say about you can harm you. And now we have surrender now, which is also a timestamp for me. This is Sagittarian energy. Gemini. So this is act upon this right now. But this is also, I think, flying like Icarus flew too close to the sun. Be very, very aware that that's in the air right now, of flying too close to the sun, of being too devil-may-care and too cautious and maybe planting yourself into a destructive behavior because you strove too fast and strove too high. It's not about attaining something right now. It's about the long-term commitment to attaining it overall or eventually. So I'm giving you like the difference, the choice between two possible ways of dealing with this. One that's going to help you succeed, and one that is going to watch you crash and burn. I don't want you to crash and burn. Let's go over to tarot. I'm going to get the full skivvy on everything. First, though, stay for angel card messages. Let's see what the angels have to say. Gemini, please do click subscribe if you haven't already. Help the channel grow. And ring that bell so you get notified. I upload Gemini-specific videos every single Thursday, so you can look forward to those. Also, join me for my daily tarot card reading Monday through Friday over on Instagram, born_without_boundaries. Over on Instagram, and you can live interact with my general readings. And then, of course, Vimeo, which is down below. It'll take you to the extended, but you can also subscribe directly to my Vimeo channel and get access to the extended videos a day before, if you're interested. And then we have transformation. Interesting. Through the great love that holds you in its embrace, you are moment by moment transforming to ever greater light, ever greater oneness, and ever greater wisdom. This is transformation, allowing yourself to be open enough to change, right? Adjustments are required. This is a change of perspective, but also a change in strategy, especially in how you communicate. Miracle is here. Our wings of light surround you and those you love. The current situation is governed by a higher power. The forces of love are at work. All will turn out well. So really what you're working toward now is adjusting everything back to right. Remember, this lunar eclipse, Gemini is also, it was lunar eclipse in Gemini, but this Gemini, you're also where the North Node is. So it's sort of it may be uncomfortable, but this sense of things readjusting and happening for us so that we're well adjusted and in the right place. Our wings of light surround you and those you love. This is angels surrounding you and making sure that you're on the right path, even if it feels uncomfortable. It won't feel wrong, but it will feel uncomfortable. This current situation is governed by a higher power. It really is. And you have to trust in the powers that be. Let them in and don't take it all onto your shoulders. Archangel Sandalphon, I have heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. Told you. Ask for help, but be willing to receive it. Don't ask for it and then be like, no, I got this all by myself. This is a need for open communication with the universe. And then do it now. So don't put it off any longer. Have courage. Listen to your intuition, for it is the guiding voice of your soul. Something is coming through very clear. A message is coming through very clear. And it's almost like have faith now. Do it now. Adjust now. Make the changes now so that the good stuff comes to you. Let's go over to tarot. I'm going to continue this reading over there, articulate everything to you. The link is below. I'll see you guys over there.